Good morning, gang. Happy Wednesday morning. All right, pouring rain still here, which is fine by me. We finally got a little bit of good news last night, depending on how you want to put it. Okay. The Vice President, J.D. Vance, came out and said yesterday, confirmed that troops will be getting paid on Friday. Okay, good. He did say we don't have the money to pay all of them. I understand that. I mean, the payroll for the military is certainly more than $130 million every 2 weeks. But, okay. Now, hopefully, at least in my mind, the way they will do this is start from the lowest ranks and work their way up. Okay? So privates and airmen get paid, PFCs, corporals get paid, then the buck sergeants get paid, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they move up the rank structure until they run out of money. At least by pay amount, okay? Because we don't need to say some sergeant major is getting paid before some butter bar lieutenant. Just giving you that, okay? So, yeah, I'll actually say something positive about the officers at this point. But it brings a point up, is why do I say do it that way? There could be other people saying, oh, you need, it's got to be top down, trickle down, pay the generals. And no, you look at all of us, what we do, okay? We put away food, we put away water, medical supplies, everything for an SHTF event. We have said, and so is every other channel, a job loss is an SHTF event. It's personal, but it still is. Now, granted, for these guys, it's not a job loss, but not getting a paycheck is, okay. And who is the most threatened by this? Well, the lower ranking people. They don't make as much, okay? I don't care if you're Joe Average or if you're Elon Musk, a loaf of bread costs what a loaf of bread costs. It's just a percentage of how much of your income it comes out to be. So let's get these guys paid. And I know there'll be somebody out there going, well, you say that, and then what about food stamps? Well, there's a difference, okay? Because the military personnel are doing something that the food, not all, but a good portion of the food stamp recipients aren't. It's called working, right? Yeah. You start taking a look at some of these charts on who's getting food stamps, and it's absolutely crazy. White Americans are like 30th on the list, going down from who gets the most, okay? You have, the highest group of Europeans is Italians, and they're like 33rd, okay? But, of course, the Afghanis, the Somalis, the Haitians, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, they're all at the top. I mean, it's something like 45% of Afghani people in the United States are on food stamps. Just saying, okay. I'm thinking we need to feed our troops before we feed refugees, okay? Not even refugees. I mean, even, I don't even know, illegals. Let's just put it that way. Okay, some of them may be worthwhile, but I'm still going to go out on a limb and bet that 95% of the people on food stamps are there fraudulently. I have nothing to back that up. That's just me saying. Okay. You talk about people in other aspects of the government. Oh, government employees. The average government employee makes over 6 figures. You talk about air traffic controllers. The average air traffic controller, the median pay for an air traffic controller is $130,000. I'm hoping these people, if they don't have something put back, have some savings they can tap into, at least have some money put away. Because if you're making $130,000 a year and have no savings, you're doing something wrong. It it's just as simply put as there. I'm very concerned about the hardworking people that can't make ends meet. There are a lot of people on food stamps that do have jobs. And the reason they're on food stamps is, as I've said many times, maybe they're a single mom. You know, the husband died in Afghanistan. That's a possibility, okay? Or they're retirees who worked 50 years and Social Security just ain't cutting it, okay? I get it. Those people are deserving of it. The 35-year-old woman who's going, I've had 6 kids by 6 different baby daddies, and it's the government's responsibility to take care of my kids. No, I'm sorry. I don't have any sympathy for you. If you can't raise your kids, maybe the state should come in and take your kids from you and put them with somebody who can raise the kids. Okay. Well, I'm third generation welfare recipient. Well, there's a problem with that. You know, I'm still a firm believer that social programs such as welfare and food stamps should be kind of like unemployment. You get it for 26 weeks. That's it. Okay. Not 15 years. It was meant to be a helping hand, not a lifestyle. But again, I get it that people are struggling. I see it around here. You guys know. I mean, the county I live in Tennessee, is the 3rd poorest county in the state. Okay. There aren't a whole lot of high-paying jobs around here. I mean, if you go into town, it's the grocery stores, the Walmarts, the barber shops. I mean, it's like Mayberry. Okay. There are a furniture factory. There is a biotech company. Okay. That's it. So there are some, but not a lot. You know, the median income here is still in the 30s somewhere. And I see these people with pride going to work every day, doing what they can. They're not driving brand new cars. There's a lot of beat up old pickups out here, right? Okay. You know what? It runs. They know how to keep it running. It gets them back and forth to work. The kids are in clean clothes. The kids are in school. What a concept, you know. Mom and dad go to work. They are polite people. Good. But some of them struggle, and I get it. Okay. And if there's food stamp recipients amongst them, I'd say most of them are deserving. Sure, just like anywhere else, there's probably people that are gaming the system. Okay. Tennessee as a whole is not one of the big food stamp states. I mentioned it on a live stream yesterday. 50% of the food stamps are distributed amongst these 7 states: California, Texas, Florida, New York, Illinois, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. That's where 50% of the food stamp money goes. Just saying. Okay. So, okay. Cost of living has a lot to do with it. Sure, the states I mentioned are all pretty expensive to live in. I get it. Okay. Taxes are higher. Rents are higher. Wages are higher. Okay. Minimum wage still here is $7.25. We don't have $20 McDonald's employees. But people do struggle. But people need to learn to take care of themselves, especially if they have a little bit of means, right? That, gee, I'm making $60,000, $70,000, $80,000. Maybe I should put something back. Maybe I should have, I don't know, some rice and beans just in case. You know, all these people whining about, we're not going to have any food. No, you're just not going to have the food, the Doritos and everything like that, the steaks and the lobsters that you think you're entitled to. No, you can make rice and beans, a little hot sauce, you're good. Throw an onion in there, you're all set. Okay. Cornbread, hey, no problem. Chili's pretty cheap to make. There's a lot of meals that you can make. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich. How about grilled cheese and tomato soup? Right? Those are good meals. Stuff that I still like to eat now, even though it's, what they consider Depression era cooking. It's like, this is good, right? This is where you go with it. But not everybody's getting through, and we know that. Most of you guys who have been here for at least a year, if not 4 or 5, as long as the channel's been around, know come this time of year, we all do the Christmas fund drive. Okay. I mean, not the giveaways that Mrs. P and I do for all you, but I'm talking about to help the less fortunate. Okay. I posted up on the community board yesterday the poll of where people would like to see donations go this year. And usually we go to 3 places: the food bank, a toy drive, and the animal shelter. Okay. And I post that up on the community board so everybody can give me a percent so you guys can decide how we distribute the money. And so go there, put whatever you think is the most important, whatever everybody says the most important. I'll take those percentages, and that's how we'll split any donations, just like we did last year. Worked out well. Okay. But we've started to raise money, and so I wanted to let everybody know how we do this. In the description below of the video is my Venmo, okay? If you want to Venmo me a contribution for the charity drive for the holidays, pretty simple. It's at Pinball Preparedness. You're not going to really miss that one, okay? Just make sure you spell it right, okay? That's easy. I get that there's a lot of people that are allergic to sending money over the internet. No problem. If you want to mail me something, my email or my physical mailing address, my post office box, is in the description as well. P.O. Box 93, Sharps Chapel, Tennessee, 37866. Okay. If you're going to send me something, cash obviously works fine. I know people say sending cash through the mail. All right, I get it. Okay, but you're asking for options. If you want to send me a check, this is important. Leave the payee blank or make it payable to cash. I cannot cash a check made out to Pinball Preparedness. Okay. I'm not going to go get a EIN number and register as a business so I can open up a bank account so I can cash a couple of checks each year. Okay. Please don't do that. All right. I will just shred the check. If I've got contact information for you, I'll tell you I'll shred the check. But if you make it out to Pinball Preparedness, I'm just going to throw it out. Okay. That's it. Hopefully we can help some of those people. The food bank, the animal shelter, those are the big ones. As of this morning, it was like 62% toward the food bank and 30 some odd percent toward the animal shelter and like 7 to toys. I get it. Okay. And as much as with Christmas coming up, I think a kid would be much more appreciative, I hope, of a meal in their belly, food in the house, rather than a new Barbie under the tree. We all did it when we were kids. We talked about it last night too, about making presents, creating things. Some of the best presents I've ever got, I'd like to believe some of the best presents I've ever given, were not store-bought, but they were handmade. Okay. They were there. They meant something. Okay. It wasn't, gee, I whipped out my debit card, paid for it, and oh, look at how much I thought about you. No, somebody put time in, that was more valuable. As we come into this season with the food stamp crisis, which who knows, I'm still hoping the Democrats come to their senses before Friday. But there's going to be people that are going to struggle. I'm betting that there's people that watch this channel that are in that group. Okay. Try to help somebody. If your neighbor's on food stamps and not going to get anything this weekend, maybe make them a pot of soup or something, take it over. We're better than this. Americans as a whole, for the most part. You and me, who have the foresight to take care of ourselves, maybe a little bit here, we can take care of some other people. Not everybody is a freeloader. There are a lot of hardworking people that are still struggling. Maybe in the spirit of the holidays coming up, maybe we can all help them just a little bit. Have a good day. Pinball out.